Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho.
One thing is common amongst these SOV-SIDs is whether they're being pulled over by the police or they're in court. They never know when to show it up. Their mouth is their biggest enemy. And we'll see that today, even though this one doesn't particularly get in trouble, but you can see there's trouble coming for this guy. Notice he's smoking. He's smoking some sort of a vape. You know, that just shows right there that he has no idea how to behave in front of a judge.
In the matter of People versus Joshua Lanto. Mr. Lanto, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Counselor, you want to put your appearance on record?
Looks like Mr. Cooch left the room, Judge.
Is he anywhere to be seen?
What? This is what yeah, he came out and went back in.
Okay. Mr. Greco, it's been indicated to me that somebody wants a 30-day adjournment on Mr. Lanto's case for discovery. Is that right?
I wasn't, that's fine with me, Judge, if that's what the request is.
Well, quick objection. The request was, why don't we just drop this right now?
Okay, Mr. Lanto, you understand that you're the one requesting that you be given 30 days to get discovery.
You heard the old saying, a fool has himself for a client. Well, there's also, if you have an attorney, but you're speaking out of turn, or you're basically not allowing the attorney to do his job, then the attorney still has a fool for a client.
It's not the
Well,
prosecutor.
the first thing I want. Okay,
You
the
want a
first thing I'd
trial
request-
today? You want a trial today?
Well, I mean, I'd even be willing to, sign a guilty plea today if the court can just produce the factual evidence of jurisdiction. It should be in my file somewhere.
You've heard this before. Whenever these SOV-SIDs are in court, they always ask for jurisdiction, or they'll say subject jurisdiction. What they're trying to claim is that they're not part of the system, so that they don't have, so the courts or the police or anybody has any authority over them. The problem is that's not how reality works, and they do have authority over you. If you're in the United States, you don't even have to be from the United States. There's that guy that defended somebody with a hatchet, and then later on he was in New Jersey and he got sentenced to prison for life, and he was a Canadian citizen. He was in the United States illegally. He was a Canadian citizen, yet they still had jurisdiction over him. If you're in the United States, there's no documentation needed. If you're in the United States, the U.S. courts, any courts within the place that you're at, whether it's a municipal court, the county court, federal court, state court, or whatever court, you are under their jurisdiction or you wouldn't be in there. So there's no need for any paperwork. They use this, but it never works.
I was asking for the same thing up in the Clarkston courthouse, and they send me to the Oakland County jail.
Mr. Lanto, I'm not going to produce anything. I don't have to. I'm the judge. And as far as I know, the prosecutor can only produce what he wants to produce to convict. So we're not doing that. Your attorney's asked for 30 days. Do you want the 30 days or do you want to go to trial today?
The judge makes a very good point. The judge doesn't have to produce anything. He's there to oversee. You have your attorney and you have the prosecutor, and they argue both their sides, and the evidence is produced, and the judge is there to determine what your sentence is, whether you're guilty or not guilty. That is what the judge is. He doesn't have to produce anything. The prosecutor has to produce evidence towards your guilt. That is his burden. That is his job. And your defense is there to defend you. Nobody in the court has to answer to you, show you any subject jurisdiction, because they already have it. It's not a matter, it's like air. Prove air exists. You breathe it in, prove they have jurisdiction, you're there. Period.
Well, let's see what the discovery evidence has to say. But first, if they could, very first thing out of there, they could send the factual evidence of jurisdiction. That would be great. It should be a one-page document. If the prosecutor filed it, fantastic.
Mr. Lanto, you're talking crazy. I would suggest that you listen to your attorney, okay? I'm going to adjourn this matter on his motion for 30 days.
Did you just
say?
Can you?
I'm going to send this to the assignment clerk, Mr. Lanto. You're not listening.
Courtrooms have procedures. The judge oversees those procedures. See, he's breaking procedure. He's talking over the judge. Right there, it's not going to go well for him in court. He's got a pretty mellow judge. A lot of judges, he would have already gotten contempt of court for smoking and for talking over the judge. That's one thing you do not do. You speak in turn. The judge is going to give you a turn to speak. He has to give everybody an order to speak in order so he can determine what he has to make his judgments over. You speaking over him is preventing the judge from doing his job.
See, that's why you get in trouble, because you like to talk and you think you know it all and you don't listen. I'm going to adjourn your case for 30 days. I'm going to send the matter down to the assignment clerk. She'll send out a notice. Hopefully your attorney will have the discovery that he wants by then, and we can handle your case. Okay?
Well, have you kind of calmed down a little bit?
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
What did he say? No. You're all set.
It seems like you were getting angry. It seems like you were getting angry.
No, Mr. Lanto, you can leave the meeting. We'll see you in 30 days or so. Clerk will send you a notice.
Well, I just want the record to show I've asked these same questions in several courts and nobody has said I'm talking crazy.
Well, you are talking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first time somebody said I've been anything but reasonable in a courtroom.
Huh. That's amazing.
Huh, right.
You're talking like you know all about the law, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, then let me ask a few questions for clarification.
You don't need to ask any questions. We'll deal with it in 30 days, Mr. Lanto.
Wait, we can't ask simple logical questions today?
Ask your attorney when you see him.
Like I said, I'd be willing to sign the guilty plea and just, be done with this if I just see the factual evidence of jurisdiction, number one. And
That's
then number
why we're
two.
asking for discovery.
Okay, and then the proof of jurisdiction is going to be in there? Is that, I'm asking a simple logical question. It's either yes or no, the proof is going to be in there or not.
You're an imbecile.
It's very simple. It's very logical, actually.
Well, let's see.
Mr. Lanto, I think maybe you ought to come into court in person next time, and your attorney will be here in person, and we can talk about it. So when you get that letter,
well,
can I put on there that he's in person? I'm going to indicate to the assignment clerk that I want you here in person. You know where the courthouse is?
Well, I feel like I'd be in danger if I came there. I'd be in danger.
No, you won't be in any danger. I'll assign a policeman to watch over you.
That's the scariest
thing. You watch
I
over him when he comes.
Absolutely.
That is the scariest thing I could ever hear. And that's coming from a very reasonable person.
Okay, we'll see you in person in about 30 days, whatever date the assignment clerk gives you. And you come into court and we'll take care of business, okay?
So what does it mean to take care of business and I gotta come in person and you're gonna assign a police officer to me and then you said I'm talking crazy?
No, you got it
Did I
reversed.
just recall what was said on the record? Did I just recall that correctly?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You said no, you said it in reverse. I said first that you're talking some crazy talk. Then I said, I'm gonna adjourn it for 30 days. And then I said, because you're worried about it, that I'd have an officer watch over you while you're in court. We'll see you in 30 days.
Whenever you follow the sovereign citizen script, you're going to sound crazy. It may make sense to you when some SOV-SIT guru sold you all that information that this is going to help you in court. These SOV-SITs are going to have to realize that shit doesn't help in court. The best thing for you to do is learn the procedures of court. Okay? Have what you need to say ready to say it, and say it quickly and legibly, and then shut up when anybody else is speaking, especially the judge. Don't ever speak over the judge. That judge hangs your life in their balance, or your freedom, your whatever, your pocketbook. Okay? You show respect in court. Show respect for the court, and the courts will be better in your favor. Unless you're like some, mass murderer, then go ahead and say whatever you want, because nothing's going to change what you're going down to. But, if you're in for whatever, I don't even know what this guy's in for, something, probably driving without proper tags or something like that, but he does have a lawyer. That shows a little sense in him, that he's not totally fall into the sovereign SID thing, because most sovereign SIDs won't have a lawyer, unless it's a state where you're required to have a lawyer anyway. I don't know. But I don't know how he ended up with a lawyer, because he's definitely not listening to his lawyer. Hopefully he does listen to his lawyer, and he may get off less of a charge. But if he goes into the courtroom acting like he is on a Zoom call, he's going to get contempt of court. And he's going to do some time in jail just on the contempt of court alone, besides whatever he happens to be in there for. So, the court is not somewhere to play around and be cocky and act a fool. A court is the place to be serious, to be respectful. Even if you're a SOV-SIT and believe in this American national bullshit, you still got to act respectful in court in order to be taken, taken for what you say or whatever. I don't know. It just baffles me, these idiots. That's all I gotta say. You guys have a good day and a better tomorrow.